So we're gonna play a game. How many times does it take me to go back and forth to and from the car in order to get 4 kids out the door and to school? Although one of the kids is coming back home with me because it's day 5 after a very, very, very faint COVID test. So we're only doing 1 school drop off, but I still got to get all 4 of them out of the house. And it's a little snowy, and I'm worried about the drop off this morning. All right, let's try this again. So, little factoid about Cincinnati in the snow. We don't like snow, we freak out. This is a lot of snow for us. This is enough to generally call school. However, they did not, because last week they called it at early in the evening the night before, and it was all rain, and it was not worth canceling school. Trip number 3, taking the toddler to the car. So trip number 4, they're all out in the car, but I came back in for a water bottle for one of them. So that sounds about right. It's usually at least 2 to 4 trips to and from the car, so here we go. So getting up my driveway was a no-go. It was actually pretty scary. I tried to get up it and I thought it was gonna go, and then it didn't, and it just like slid all the way back. Luckily there were no cars in the street, so I could pull out and then just park on the street. But yeah, definitely a day that at least should have been at least a delay, if not a total snow day. Would have made this morning a lot easier. My husband's a teacher, so usually we're home together on snow days. Normally, Tuesday mornings are usually my favorite mornings. I usually get all the kids to school. I come home, I have a couple hours before school starts where I'm done with all of the previous work's week because it was all due already. And I can just relax before my live class, and I get a workout in. I just really enjoy that morning routine. It's a really nice me time, self-care, but that's not happening today because this one got the faintest positive ever on Friday. She was coughing just a tiny bit, and I was like, you know what? I should test before I take her to school, and it was positive. I tested her on Sunday night and it was negative. She has no more symptoms. So my guess is that maybe she was asymptomatic actually for most of the week before, and I just kind of caught it on its way out. Today's day 5 since the positive. I'm hoping that she can go back to school tomorrow, but I'm not sure because they don't mask much, and I'm still waiting to hear back when she can go. But really hoping she can go back tomorrow and I can get back to my typical grad school routine. But so far, 5 weeks in, and I think there's only been 1 week where it's been a totally normal week where all the kids were where they were supposed to be Tuesday through Friday, so I could do my grad school. But that is how it goes. So I'll update for definitely today and maybe even the next couple days, and kind of share how midterms are going for this midterm update vlog. So I've got about 10 minutes before my live class. It happens once per week, and it's my assessment class. And I'm a little nervous because, well, for a few reasons. One, this is the first time that my 3-year-old has been home with me during a live class day. I've had other days where other kids were sick, but they were my older kids, so I was able to just like put on the TV and know that, you know, they're pretty independent and self-sufficient. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. So I just gave her some cheese crackers, put on a full-length movie. I'm hoping she likes it and won't need too much throughout this session. We'll see how that goes. In general, you know, I know they want you, of course, to be really engaged during the whole class and not have a lot of distractions going on. But it kind of is what it is. But also we are reviewing material for our midterm test that's going to be released, I think this evening, and I think we have to take it by Friday. And this is the first class that's had a midterm test. And I don't think there's many classes that have tests, so this is a little bit unique to this one. So I'm just a little bit nervous about that, because I'm definitely finding the material pretty challenging in this assessment class. Psychometrics, you know, reliability, validity, statistics, that's not really my thing. So we'll just see how it goes. I forgot to film this, but I have been making Cowboy Caviar for lunch on Tuesdays. I have had Cowboy Caviar salsa from Trader Joe's that is more like a tomato-based salsa with corn. But this is actually a recipe from my mother-in-law, and it's so good. It's got black-eyed peas, corn, green onion, avocado, and then just salt, pepper, cumin, and olive oil and red wine vinegar kind of make up the dressing. And then with my little bag of Fritos here. So that's how I've been doing lunch. I usually munch on this while I'm reading for my assessment class. However, I am not going to do that today because we have our midterm, which I might have mentioned, being released this evening, and I don't want to start reading for next week and get it confused with the information that I need to know for this midterm. So instead, I am spending that time at an appointment at the writing center at the university that I go to look over my midterm paper for my multicultural class. I worked really hard this weekend and actually got a pretty solid draft of it done, and it's not due for another week. So I'm hoping that the writing center can give me some tweaks and I can tweak it, but for the most part, it's already done. It's the hardest paper I've written for the program so far. I was definitely frustrated while I was writing it, and the rubric is ultra fussy. You have to have certain things in certain places in ways that feel a little over the top to me. Once I got it done, I felt really good about it, and I feel really proud of it. So I'm excited about that. So I'm doing that instead of doing my assessment reading that I normally do at this time. Well, here we are at the usual update spot in the afternoon. You can hear my toddler back there. I don't know if you could see her little foot, but I had my writing center appointment. We got through most of the paper, but not all of it. This tutor's style was a lot different than the first one. The first time I used it, he read through the whole paper. This one we went more section by section with the rubric, and that was fine too. So it was kind of nice to be able to compare and see what the experience is like with the different tutors that work there. But I got some suggestions I can tweak in my paper, and that should be good. So now I am just waiting for school to let out. I'm going to see if a friend can grab my kids for me and just send them to the car so I don't have to get out a toddler back there. That would make my life a little easier. And usually I do schoolwork at this time, but like I mentioned earlier, I don't want to confuse my brain with new information from my assessment class before I take this midterm. It might just be an audiobook day. I am listening to Finley Donovan is Killing It, which is a book I've had a lot of friends that have read, and one of my favorite booktubers and other YouTubers, Anna B, gave that one 5 stars. So I'm reading my way through that, and I might just listen to that for a little bit while I wait for the kiddos to be done. Good morning and happy Wednesday. I feel like I'm always in this backdrop here for these grad school vlogs, but that's because I do a lot of grad school here at my desk, so I guess that makes sense. It's Wednesday morning and I've got my midterm that was probably made available last night. I have to take it by Friday evening. So I think I'm going to study for the next little bit here. I have about an hour until class. I'm going to study and then probably take it this afternoon, I guess, right after my multicultural class. I'm pretty nervous for it. Yeah, I might as well get it done. I don't want to put it off. So that's the plan, at least as of right now, and I'll keep updating you. So the good news is I'm all done with, sorry, that was like some ice falling. I was saying the good news is I am done with my midterm. It was difficult. Most of the questions were fine. I feel good about the questions I feel good about, but I feel bad about the questions that I feel bad about. So some of it was definitely trickier than I thought. It's not what I thought was going to be asked. I thought there would be more of the specific questions we reviewed on it, and it was not like what I thought for those items. So, I don't know. Then the content for the asynchronous work was a lot of behavioral stuff, observations, and very formalized assessments that I don't personally agree with from a standpoint that I don't think it's something that we should be doing to kids. So from an ethical standpoint, I don't really agree with them. Granted, I think I'm in the minority. They're not considered unethical or anything. But they don't align with my personal values, and so it was definitely content that I hope to not need as a counselor. So that was kind of a bummer. I'm in kind of a grumpy mood because of that. But I'm going to go pick up my daughter now, so I'm looking forward to that. My older kids are getting picked up by somebody else, and school is done for the day. Yay! Hi, big girl! Woo! Now it's Thursday, and I have kind of a boring day, so I don't know how many updates there are. If I get my midterm grade back, I'll update then. But other than that, I don't know how much is going to be going on. So I think I forgot to update yesterday, and I also didn't close out the vlog at all. It's Saturday now, and there's no updates, not on any of my grades for the one class, which is really frustrating to me, but I think there's nothing I can do about that. So I was hoping to have an update on those things. Yesterday I just worked on paper and got that turned in, and I had a comedy of errors with writing center appointments. So I attempted 3 times to have this appointment, and it finally happened, but not until 3 p.m. So got that paper done and started on my next big project / presentation for my assessment class. And it was really kind of a boring day where I just sat at the desk and kind of did various tasks related to these big papers and projects, and didn't really have much in the way of updates. So I'm going to close out the vlog here. Thanks for coming along on my midterm week in counseling grad school.